Welcome to another episode of TrendChat. I'm your host, Brian Bledsoe. And if you want to reach us on social media, you can check us out on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. It's all the same name, TrendChat 24/7. So, on this particular episode, given today is Tuesday, I guess you can call the Obamacare, replacement plan. It's funny, I'm saying that because when I think about it, I have a whole number of other names that come in my head when I think about this particular plan. I'm seeing people, first thing that came out, it was called Obamacare Light, which, I would agree in that sense, but there's been a number of names that come out. Now, the people who are agreeing with this particular plan, they're calling it, Obama gone and whatnot. It's just anything to keep from calling it what it is, which, look, you could, this is how I say it. Now, I posted a post on Facebook earlier this morning because let me just give you a bit of a story. So this morning I woke up in Cleveland, which is kind of ironic given the fact that's where the Republican National Convention was last year. And I woke up and actually I saw the news about the plan being out since yesterday. And so that's the first thing I read this morning, well, at least saw was this plan, which is called the American Health Care Act. I think I've forgotten. I think American Health Care Act. I think that's what it was. But either way, I checked it out. It's like altogether, I think it's about 120, maybe 130 pages put together. And I was just skimming through it. I ain't said I read every word, but I just skimmed through it and looked at some of it. And obviously there was a lot of taxes being repealed, and that's all nice and everything. And one thing I would definitely would applaud is that they had the stripping of federal funds for abortion providers. So I can applaud that. That's great. Now, going back to the post that I put on Facebook, it's nice that they're stripping the federal funds from abortion providers by calling them a prohibited entity. Now, but I kind of wish that they would put the whole healthcare system under this quote unquote prohibitive entity, because being a prohibited entity meaning that they won't receive any federal funds. So I kind of wish all of that would, healthcare in general would be a prohibited entity, but which basically would mean that that government will get out of healthcare, which that's what kind of what was the promises that were made throughout the campaign. What was in this bill is, I said this in this proposal because it's got to go through Congress and whatnot, but in the end, like I put on that Facebook post this morning, it is whether you want to call this hashtag Obamacare Light, hashtag Obamacare 2.0, hashtag Ryan Care, hashtag Rhino Care, hashtag whatever care you want to put it on. What I will say is that this hashtag is still government controlled healthcare. That's what it is. So hashtag that part. That's what, because no matter what you want to call it, it's still government control of healthcare. I mean, and as usual, when it comes to these programs, it's the Republicans are basically pausing or maybe slowing the liberal agenda in all these programs. That whenever they're in power, it's not that they would, like in this case, would repeal, but they are just want to fix it or just want to mess around on the edges of whatever the program is, whether it is Social Security, Medicaid, any program that is out there right now. That the Republicans come in and they don't do anything as far as like totally reversing or repealing like this, like Obamacare. No, they'll just turn around and they'll just kind of, okay, well, let's just fix it or something like that. And basically, it just goes on and on and on. And I kind of go back to the late night trend chat I did on Friday. Kind of was an impromptu, I guess, episode because it just kind of came out of nowhere. Where it's kind of what I mentioned in that episode. That was like 45 minutes, so if you want to hear all my rant on that, I suggest just go back to that and I guess pick and choose where you want to hear in that. But in that episode on Friday, I mentioned that my fear about this is that, and this was before all this. Look like I'm losing connection on Facebook. I guess the people, I don't know if y'all seeing me now on Facebook, but you're gonna have to continue on. If y'all didn't notice, I am on the podcast. I am also streaming on Facebook, but it looks like I'm losing some connection there. But right now, actually, I am broadcasting from Hagerstown, Maryland, which I am kind of about maybe 100 miles from Washington D.C. So both places. Given that I woke up in Cleveland for the I woke up in Cleveland which was where the Republican National Convention was last year, and then now being here in Washington D.C. with all this going on, it is kind of ironic, but it's it is what it is, and I tell you, it's a lot of things that the Republicans are doing in far as just basically pausing whatever the liberal agenda is, especially like with this Obamacare program. So they're going to just mess around and fix, I guess, somewhat fix the whatever that they feel that they want to fix inside Obamacare. So, well, by doing that, basically all you're doing is just kind of, like I said, putting a pause on whatever this program is, and which basically is a progressive program, a liberal program, basically. So all that's going to happen is nothing's really going to happen. Then when Democrats, if and when they get back in power, then they basically just going to press play on this and just go forward and even expand it even more. So that tends to happen on a lot of other of these issues, a lot of these programs. So, I mean, there was a lot of things in this that, let's say, for instance, like tax credits that are in here. And now with tax credits, I prefer tax deductions. But if you heard from me earlier, I just preferred that government just be out of healthcare altogether. I mean, that would be great. So, but now we have to basically hear from, especially the people who are in support of this bill are going to be out there, saying that this is not Obamacare light. This is Obamacare gone, or whatever words they want to use, and I would say, I mean, of all the things that is in this proposal, I mean, it is better than what we already have. That is true. But that being said, this could be so much better. As a point that, why don't they just go ahead and repeal the whole law, and then just put in, I don't know, I mean, whatever they have now, why they couldn't just repeal the whole law and then put in more free market ideas and any other ideas that will basically make this a whole plan that the Republicans have of their own. But it seems like they just want to mess around with the Democrats' plan. So why? But if you thought their plan was not the right plan in the first place, then why are you just basically just going to, just mess around with that. Just just do your own plan. But it seems like, it's just gonna I guess we'll see in the next couple of weeks, as this maybe some things will be taken out, some better ideas will be put in later on. But as of right now, it's definitely is a big disappointment that the Republicans have gone so far with this plan. But that's basically all I have for that, at least right now. I mean, today is Tuesday, so definitely could be more on Thursday. Who knows? I might come back tomorrow. I mean, the schedule is Tuesday and Thursday, but it's fluid with me. But for one, I'm a truck driver, and two, I can't go on every day, so I just picked those 2 days just because I guess I don't know how many want to keep producing many episodes, but I can just sit here and just go on a rant and on about certain things. But I know another bit of news that came out today was WikiLeaks had this huge document dump on the CIA and how they're hacking programs. I'm get all technical about it, but actually, it's not much I want to go on about it. It just, in my mind, I was just thinking about that. Okay, well, during the election time, and then when the whole DC leaks, no, not DC, DNC leaks came out, and everyone was all happy about Julian Assange and what he's doing with WikiLeaks, because it was hurting the Democrats. But now, given they have this with the CIA, I don't know. I don't know how people feel about it, but do they do the same? I just want to do the same people that were so enthusiastic and just happy, thought it was so funny about what happened with the DNC with these leaks, and now you have this with the CIA, and I don't know why you would think other leaks would come out eventually that probably would hurt the Trump administration. How they'll feel about Julian Assange then, but even when those leaks came out last year, those leaks came by, I could say, by illegal means. Given by hacking or whatnot. But so it wasn't like, okay, yeah, it was funny that it happened to them, but that very well could happen to the Republicans and anyone else. So I didn't take that much glee in what happened to them, but just the fact that some stuff came to light. But I wasn't like, oh, ha. But so anyway, that's all I had on that. That's the thought I had when I heard that bit of news today. And also on bit of news. Well, given the fact that day's almost over now, but today is National Pancake Day. Now, I'm just saying that because I do like some pancakes. I'm not saying I'm a pancake connoisseur or anything like that, but I do like pancakes. And if I'm not mistaken, I think IHOP did a new, not a new, but free pancakes today, given that it is National Pancake Day and whatnot. But just if you're into pancakes, hope you got yourself some free pancakes somewhere. So just wanted to bring that up right quick. And now also, bit of news that happened over the weekend was President Trump talking about being wiretapped by then President Obama, which that was funny. And the fun thing about it, like, as soon as President Trump said that, it was immediately dismissed and called a conspiracy theory. Like, time he said it, time it came out, like, oh, this is nonsense. And then I don't know when this happened, but then you had this New York Times article come out, basically saying on the front page, wiretap data, and I forget what the rest of the line, but it says wiretapped, and that was back in January, but now the same people at New York Times and all the other the majority liberal media are quick to want to call this a conspiracy theory. Now I don't know if it is true or not, or how far this goes, but the thing is, would you put it past them? Meaning Obama, would you put it past them to wiretap Trump? I don't see that as being so outrageous of a thought to happen. So, as I guess, I don't know if it's an investigation going to happen or whatnot, but yeah, I wouldn't be surprised at all if that what Obama did, because and look, I know that I'm pretty sure there are people going to say, well, Obama's not legally he can't legally wiretap, or you can't do this, blah blah blah, whatever like that. Look, if that's what we wanted to do, there's plenty of ways to get around not being able to do this legally or whatnot. So to say that he will be stopped by I don't know, anything constitutional or anything like that, I'm pretty sure if you want to do it bad enough, that's what they're going to do. So that's what I'll say is someone that would want to say, well, he couldn't have done that. Well, he probably couldn't have, but it don't mean he still couldn't do it if he wanted to. So those are basically all I have for, well, not as far as I guess more political news, or at least that has been coming out. Now, another thing that I came across is a movie that is coming out soon. I guess it's gonna be called the Pentagon Papers, and right now you have Tom Hanks and Meryl Streep playing in this movie, to be directed by Steven Spielberg. Now, I think this is based on in the 70s with the Washington Post, and have to do with Vietnam. Not getting so much in the synopsis of the movie, but I'm just seeing. I see Meryl Streep. I see Steven Spielberg. Oh, I could just see how they're going to just make this is going to be one big just liberal masterpiece, quote unquote. Wouldn't be surprised, depending on how slanderous they try to make whatever Republicans or conservatives in this piece. I don't know anything about this movie, but all I'm saying is that whoever is the conservative, whoever is the Republican in this story, is just going to be the most evil person alive. And whatever progressives or Democrats in here are probably going to be, just going to be the shining hero. And like I said, I won't be surprised this be nominated for an Oscar, depending on how far that they go with their lauding of whoever the progressive is. They might just win an Oscar. Now, kind of going back to winning the Oscars earlier, it was last week. And just that's kind of how I view the Oscars, and who's going to win what. I just find out who has the most liberal agenda, or the hot topic liberal agenda, or whatever the hot liberal thing going on this year. And so I called it before they messed up and said La La Land and then said Moonlight, but I did episode that night, and I said it's either going to be La La Land or Moonlight. And I was saying then that it kind of goes whether what do they want to do more? Do they want to celebrate themselves with La La Land, or do they want to advocate, this liberal agenda, being a gay black man? And back then I just said, well, it's probably going to be Moonlight, and that's who won. So, and that's basically how I always do these award shows. I just basically think of it that way. And so that's basically what I think whatever this movie, when Pentagon Papers come out, this is probably going to be called the movie of the year. I'm going to be surprised critics are calling it the movie of the year now. They haven't even started filming yet. There's a critic probably out there right now already has written his review on this movie. Meryl Streep is at her best. He or she already has it written out now. Tom Hanks is at his finest. Steven Spielberg has never directed a more poignant movie. It's already written. Movie of the year. Go ahead, give him an Oscar. And they all get up there and make some anti-Trump speech. So, yeah, like I said, they're already doing it now. And actually, now I'm thinking about movies in particular because, well, none of you know this. I'm about to reveal this for the first time to my audience. And once again, I am appreciative of all of you who are listening. And just want to say again, if you want to, connect with us on social media, it's all the same name on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter. It's TrendChat 24/7. And before I get more into this, I'll make sure I don't remember my idea, but I do want to mention a group called the Founding Project. It's kind of going back to what I was saying about Obamacare, and government should just be out of the healthcare system altogether. That's one thing you will actually learn from the Founding Project. By learning more about the Constitution and the founding of our country, you would be a more educated citizen and just would know by just things that are going on right now. Like if you see something about this bill today and seeing basically the continued government control of healthcare, if you were, listening or watching anything that they're doing, you will know right off the top of your head, okay, government shouldn't have any control in this industry. And that's what the Founder Project is out to do. And I am definitely supportive of them, and I definitely want to give them a shout out. If you want to know more about them, just right now they're setting up a website and should be launching soon. But right now, if you want to learn more about them, just go to Facebook and search The Founding Project, and you should be able to find them there. And definitely just want to give them a shout out before I go any further about this movie. So back to what I was going to say. I haven't told anyone about this too much, but I actually have it's not a screenplay. I'm not saying like I got this script or something like that. No, it's not that. It's just I have an idea that I just wanted to get registered through. I actually forgotten the name of it now, but like if you have movie ideas, you can register it somewhere in Hollywood. I forgot the name. I know I have the certificate somewhere. But anyway, I put in this idea about a movie and it's basically centered around immigration, and I feel like the only reason I submitted the idea is because I have a feeling that someone's going to make this movie, and if someone do make this movie, I just want them to know, hey, I already had that idea because I knew one of you liberal directors was going to make one, and I just want, if you're going to make it, I want my cut or something like that. But I'm not going to tell you everything about the idea. I don't know how this things work, but it's an idea I actually submitted about, I don't know, 3 or 4 years ago. So I remember, I think I have to renew it every 5 years or something like that. But I feel like the idea is not too specific, but it's not too broad either. So I feel like someone would be thinking to have this idea. So anyway, I just wanted to bring that up, and it's just thinking about movies and just liberal ideas in movies, and and talking about movies, the number one movie this week is Logan, which is basically Wolverine, if you don't know. But I came across a story in talking about Logan, and Logan is rated R, and recently you have started seeing some more rated R movies from comic books. You have Deadpool, which was rated R. Actually, Batman vs Superman had a rated R version that wasn't shown in the movie theaters. But the article basically was talking about, now with the success of Logan and also Deadpool from last year, had this opened the door for more R-rated comic book movies, basically, or superhero movies, and probably so. I'm pretty sure it is, because the success Deadpool had, and they're already making a sequel, and also with Logan, with that success, it is going to open the door because they're making money, and we all know they're all about making money. If they didn't make any money, then no, they'll keep making PG-13 movies, which, I mean, I guess it also just depends on the comic book. If the comic book is basically R-rated, wouldn't be surprised to see the movie be R-rated. But I guess it's like if you're talking about doing an R-rated Superman movie, even though the Batman vs Superman one was R-rated, the unrated version, but it seems like he's just trying to go as far. I guess go further into, I guess, more profanity, I guess probably more nudity and whatnot. And if this stuff is in the comic book or whatever like that, whatever. But if you're just injecting vulgarity and profanity into it just so you can be quote unquote edgy, then that's what I would have a problem with. So, I mean, like, Deadpool should be rated R. If you've read in the comic books, then yeah, that's not surprising. Actually, I'm not surprised Logan was rated R. Wolverine is, and he's not that a PG character anyway, and especially when it comes to the violence. But I mean, as far as the violence goes, there's been the standards of that has been like just all over the place. But I mean, if you're starting to think about doing R-rated whatever, like Captain America or something like that, just to just like I said, just to be quote unquote on doing something new or reinventing whoever it is, that's then that makes no sense. You're just trying to be provocative just for the sake of being provocative. So, well, as I stated before, I am in Hagerstown, Maryland, which is about 100 miles away from Washington. I say that again because with everything that has happened today, with this whole I would say Obamacare 2.0. I forgot who. Someone did mention that. I don't know if I forgot a senator or who. Might have been Senator Rand Paul. But given that I'm actually close, I might actually go to Washington D.C. just to go to my rep's office and go there personally, in person, to tell them, hey, I'm not in favor of this at all. You need to do better. Like I really think I might just go to Washington D.C. from where I'm delivering. So that's all I have now for tonight. And the next Trend Chat will probably be on Thursday. If not, probably might be tomorrow. Who knows? If I do go to Washington, D.C., I'm most likely will probably try to go to the Heritage Foundation. I always try to go by there if I'm in town. So, and who knows? I might find somebody there that I might do a little interview with someone, gives even more detail as far as what is wrong with this Obamacare replacement plan. And I might, if I do that, and then I probably would do another program tomorrow night. But unfortunately, the people on Facebook kind of left me real early. That was on my end because I guess my connection was not as great out here. But I will try to do try to go live more often. Now that I'm kind of figuring out how to do everything with the app and with Facebook and everything, and so I'm trying to make sure I got my notes and everything together, and make sure everything is working okay. Because at the end of it all, I just want to make sure that the audio is there to make sure that you are hearing it, that that is actually on the podcast first and foremost. So that's all from me. I will talk to you probably on Thursday, if not sooner. And again, thank you for listening. And also, if once again, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, it's all in that same name, TrendChat 24/7. Also, we are available now on iTunes. So look us up on iTunes. Give a review, 5 stars, hopefully, and on SoundCloud as well, TrendChat, and obviously we're broadcasting on Spreaker, and definitely are grateful for them to have this platform to use for me to basically give you my thoughts about whatever the trends are going on. So again, thank you very much, and until maybe tomorrow or Thursday, I will chat with you later.